Creating a project from an accepted proposal is seamless. All the information you've already captured is carried over automatically. The client's name, contact details, events, and budget come pre-filled, so you're not starting from scratch. It's also worth knowing that you don't need a proposal to create a project. For direct bookings or clients confirmed over a call, you can create a project independently at any time from the projects page. The wizard has 4 steps: basic details, events, payment, and a final review. Let's go through each one. Basic details. The first step collects all the core information about the project and the client. Since we're coming from an accepted proposal, you'll notice the fields are already partially filled in. The project name, contact details, and email are carried over from the proposal automatically. Project name. This is the name you'll use to identify the project throughout the app. It's bride's name and groom's name. These are separate fields for the couple's individual names, used across scheduling and delivery. If the client filled out the questionnaire after accepting the proposal, these may already be populated from their answers. You can skip these if the event is not a wedding event. Moving down to contact details. Contact person. The primary point of contact for this project, usually the client or a family member managing the booking. Phone number and email, pre-filled from the proposal. These are used for communication and notifications throughout the project. Under location and additional. Address and city. The client's location carried over from the proposal venue. Useful for logistics and records. Referred by. Track how this client found you. Useful for understanding which referral sources are bringing in the most bookings. Delivery due date. Set a deadline for when the final deliverables need to be ready. This helps your team stay on track with editing and delivery timelines. Once everything looks good, tap Continue to move to the Events step. Step 2. Events. This step is where you schedule every event you'll be covering and assign your team to each one. Since we're coming from an accepted proposal, the events are already here, pre-populated from what was agreed with the client. You'll also see a reference card at the top showing the committed events and services from the proposal, listing exactly what photography and videography services were promised for each event. Use this as your checklist as you go through each one. What's still needed is the scheduling details: date, time, venue, and team. Click Edit on an event to fill these in. Event type. Already set from the proposal. You can change it if needed. Event date and time. Pick the date and start time for this event. Duration. Set how many hours the event will run using the plus and minus buttons. Default is 4 hours. Venue. Enter the venue name and address. Team members. Select the crew members you're assigning to this event. Each member shows their skill set to help you pick the right people. Crew assignment. Once team members are selected, assign each person a role for this event. Candid photographer, traditional photographer, cinematographer, traditional videographer, or drone operator. If a member is paid per event, an amount field also appears here to log their pay for this event. Save each event once it's complete. If there are any additional events that weren't part of the proposal, say a pre-wedding shoot added later, click Add Event to create a new one from scratch. Once all events are filled in and ready, click Continue to move to payment. Step 3. Payment. This step sets up the financial picture for the project, what you're receiving from the client and what you're paying your team. The page is split into the 2 sections. Receivable total budget. The agreed project amount, pre-filled from the proposal. This is the total the client owes you for the entire project. Advance received. If the client has already paid a deposit or advance, enter that amount here. This is optional and can be updated later as payments come in. Receive date. The date the advance was received. Helps keep your payment records accurate. Payable. Below that, if you've assigned team members to events in the previous step, you'll see a payable breakdown automatically generated for each member. Each card shows the team member's name, their payment type, either per month or per event, and a breakdown of every event they're assigned to, along with the amount owed for each. For per event members, the total payable is calculated from the amounts you entered when assigning them to events. For monthly members, it shows their fixed salary. It is worth noting that the team payables added here are only the crew members' payables. That is, members covering the event on site. The payables for photo editors, album designers, video editors are added later from the project details page. At the bottom, a total team charges card shows the combined payable across all assigned crew for this project. This gives you an instant view of your project margin, what's coming in versus what's going out, right from the start. Once the budget is entered, click Continue to review everything before creating the project. Step 4. Review. The final step before your project goes live. Everything you've entered across the 3 steps is summarized here, so you can do a quick check before committing. The review is laid out in 3 sections: project details, events, and payment, each with an edit button in the top right corner. If anything needs changing, click Edit on that section and you'll jump straight back to it without losing any other data. Once everything looks correct, click Create Project. The project is created immediately and added to your projects list, ready to manage from day 1.